I find myself in a complicated and difficult situation that has strained my relationship with my sister. I recently slept with her husband, and now she refuses to speak to me. However, I genuinely believe that I am not solely to blame for the fallout, and I need an impartial judgment on whether I am the butthole in this scenario. Prior to the incident, I noticed some questionable behavior from my brother-in-law towards me. Feeling concerned about my sister's well-being, I decided to address the issue with her. However, she dismissed my concerns, leaving me unsure of how to proceed. My sister works as a flight attendant and is gone more than she is at home. My brother-in-law recently lost his job and was feeling depressed. During one of her frequent absences from home, she asked me to keep her husband company. She trusted me and didn't believe the warnings that I gave her before about his behavior towards me, but I saw this as an opportunity to support their marriage and help them rebuild their connection. Unfortunately, as we spent more time together, our bond deepened, and we eventually crossed a line that should never have been crossed. We had both been drinking, and he was complaining to me about the troubles in their marriage and how he hasn't been for a while. He was crying, and I decided to comfort him. One thing led to another, and we did the unthinkable. I woke up realizing the nature of what I did, and immediately realized the nature of what had happened. We'd both been so intoxicated that we stupidly ended up falling asleep. I awoke to my sister screaming and hitting the both of us screaming, "How could you do this to me? We're sisters. I trusted you?" She wouldn't even give me a chance to explain and kicked me out of the house. Now, my sister refuses to speak to me. She has filed for divorce. Our parents are siding with her, saying that I violated every family moral. However, I believe that there are multiple factors at play here, and I am not the only one responsible for the breakdown of their marriage. While I acknowledge my mistake, I also question why my sister failed to address the issues in her relationship and why she left her husband in my care without setting clear boundaries. I do feel a sense of guilt and remorse for my actions, but I also recognize that my sister and her husband had their fair share of problems. It's unfair to place all the blame on me when there were underlying issues that existed long before our involvement. That being said, I understand my sister's anger and hurt. I am willing to accept responsibility for my actions and make amends, but I also believe that it is crucial for her to acknowledge her role in this situation. Rebuilding trust and repairing our relationship will require open and honest communication from both parties. In sharing my story, I hope for an unbiased judgment and guidance on how to navigate this difficult situation. Am I the a-hole for sleeping with my sister's husband? Top. Comments. A commenter. You are the a-hole. You slept with your sister's husband and somehow you want to blame her for it. Worse than that, you want Reddit to validate your insane logic. Typical side puss mentally. Leave your sister alone. You've damaged her enough. Original poster replied, but I don't deny that I take some fault here. I just feel I am not completely at fault here. Why can't she accept that the relationship was declining for a while? We were fully intoxicated and I would have never done it sober. A commenter, dude, his prick has been in her. You committed incest by proxy while being a homewrecker against your own sister. Spouses cheat, you divorce them and heal. You can't divorce your sibling. Alcohol is never an excuse. You want to distribute blame? 90% you, 5% him, 5% her. Their relationship, even if it was toxic and going south, was not yours to screw up worse. Original poster replied, I understand. But why is he only 5%? He's just as guilty as I am. Somebody said you are her sister. Have you no loyalty or morals? You were supposed to be her shoulder to cry on if things actually did come to an end between them, not the final nail in the coffin. I doubt you will ever get your family back after this, and quite honestly, it doesn't sound like you deserve to. Text exchange. Lindsay, I am extremely sorry. I haven't been able to sleep, eat, or function since this has all happened. Regardless of you believing it's been ongoing, it's only happened once. I take full responsibility for my part. I should have distanced myself from him when he was making advances before. I should have pressed it more. I shouldn't have given in. I was intoxicated. I wouldn't have ever done it sober. I take responsibility for it. I just feel that responsibility needs to be taken, that it was already failing. You should have left him a long time ago, or even believed me when I tried to tell you. Are you kidding me? You're always the victim, Kelly, always. You can never take responsibility for your actions. I swear, you could hit someone with a car walking on a damn sidewalk and you'd argue it was their fault too for not moving me. You betrayed me. You're right, I stupidly didn't believe you because I was in denial about my marriage. But I never thought you'd do this to me, ever. I helped raise you. I was there for you whenever you needed me. I forgave you for the upbringing we had with you always being the favorite. You cannot handle the fact that mom and dad are siding with me for once. I never want to see you again. You are no longer my sister. I am sorry. I never meant to hurt you. I am not trying to play victim at all. I take responsibility. But why am I getting the most heat here? He's just at fault. All I'm saying is you should have left him or been actively trying to fix the relationship and it wouldn't have gotten this far. But that still does not excuse my actions. I am the worst. I just don't understand why I get the most heat because you are my sister. Men come and go. I am not going back and forth. Have a good life, being the puss that you are. Some bone. Comments below somebody said, I freaking love your sister. She is awesome, and I am glad she has such a straight backbone which you are clearly lacking. And she is right. You deserve to be dead to her for good. You don't have a sister anymore, and the only person you can blame for that, the only person you can thank, that is you. These messages make you an even bigger butthole than your post did, and that sweetie requires some serious talent. A commenter also replied, her sister is awesome, an original poster is just jealous puss. I genuinely believe that original poster undermined her sister's marriage on purpose because she couldn't fathom the idea that someone favored her sister instead of her. I also think that original poster's brother-in-law is telling the truth. Original poster is a sick slut who shared the messages on Reddit without hiding her sister's name and did this without her sister's authorization. Someone said, I think original poster did it on purpose too. She wanted to prove a point. She kept saying, why didn't you listen to me when I told you your marriage was failing? She literally banged her sister's husband in their marital bed, then tried to blame the sister for not leaving when she told her to. Why the hell? You can just see the entitlement in original poster. Why would you need enemies with her for a sister? Somebody said, damn Kelly, she raised you, and this is how you repay her. I hope you know you definitely lost her for good. Me and my sister are so unbelievably close. If she ever did this, blocking her would not be my first course of action. I'm ruining her life. I think you got off lucky that she just blocked you and cut contact. And that drunk excuse? Absolutely weak. So is this the first time you drank? No way you suddenly became a slut during this drink session. You're a bad person. And I'm honestly glad you're getting roasted for the absolute whore you are. Seriously, did you think you could bang her husband, wait out the storm for a few months, then she'd suddenly forgive you? Every time she looks at you, she will be hurt, disgusted, angry. And then what about anyone new she starts a relationship with? You think she'd just eventually trust you and bring you around them? Lastly, to address you, going around to friends and family looking for support. The audacity. I banged my sister's husband. How do I get her to forgive me? That's not embarrassing to you. LeMayo, another commenter. Wow, you're a puss. When I read your story, I thought you were already a puss because you did what you did and wouldn't take accountability at all. Looking at this, damn, you're even worse than I thought. To all the other Redditors, pardon my language, you're a freaking ass. Your vile, evil, and disgusting behavior got you what you deserved. I'm happy your sister got to cut off the abscess known as you. Update 1 days later. Okay guys, I get it. You guys have ripped me apart in the comments, and yeah, I admit I messed up. After deeply reflecting on my actions and seeking advice from others, I have come to realize the extent of the hurt and damage I caused to my sister. I genuinely regret my behavior and am now fully aware that I was in the wrong. There's no excuse for what I did, and I think I was trying to excuse my actions because the thought of it always too painful. Last night, after reading comments, I mustered up the courage to reach out and apologize to my sister. Unfortunately, despite my sincere efforts, she has not only refused to speak to me, but has also blocked me from all forms of communication. The fact that my sister has taken such measures is deeply upsetting to me. I yearn for her forgiveness and genuinely want her back in my life. However, I understand that I cannot force her to reconcile or forgive me on my terms. I have sought advice from friends and family on how to navigate this situation, but it seems like the best course of action for now is to respect her boundaries and give her the space she clearly needs. I have continued to reflect on my actions and have sought therapy to address the underlying issues that led to my hurtful behavior. I found some online and plan on calling soon to get started up to help figure out the root for my behavior. I am committed to personal growth and becoming a better person, regardless of whether or not my sister chooses to reconnect with me, in which I will never give up trying. I have also reached out to mutual friends and family members, hoping they might act as intermediaries or offer support in bridging the gap between us. However, I understand that they too must respect my sister's boundaries and not get involved in our personal dispute. My ex-brother-in-law has refused to pick up any of my phone calls through all of this. I heard from my mother that he told her I initiated the entire thing and got him drunk, then forced myself onto him, which is the furthest thing from the truth. I can't believe he'd threw me under the bus after I was there for him for so long. Guess I really looked like the fool, huh? The pain of not being able to communicate with my sister is devastating, but I am determined to learn from my mistakes and make amends in any way possible. I will continue to work on myself and strive to become someone who deserves her forgiveness, even if it takes a significant amount of time. To say the past few months has been insane is an understatement. I feel like my entire world has caved in. While I hold on to hope that one day my sister will be willing to reopen the lines of communication, I also acknowledge the possibility that she may never want to speak to me again. Regardless, I will continue to grow, learn, and reflect on my actions, knowing that healing and reconciliation are processes that cannot be rushed or forced. I hope my sister sees my remorse and my effort to grow. I will update if anything further happens. Comment: somebody said, your logic is their relationship was already failing, so your sister should take responsibility. Let me ask you a question using your own logic. Let's say your car is older and needs some work done. If I come up and steal your car GTA style, and I total it, would you be at fault for the crash because the car was already failing? Or would it be me because I'm the one that took it and couldn't control the car and crashed? See how dumb that sounds? If it was failing, then your job was to help your sister get through this and guide her towards counseling or a divorce. Instead, you guided your way into his pants. I think it's more to the story. And the more to the story is you had feelings for the brother-in-law for a while, and this drunk behavior made you act on it. You give off golden child energy in which you've rarely been held accountable. Oh, and if my comment wasn't clear enough, you're definitely the a commenter. Why are you surprised she has blocked you? Good for her. Original poster replied, it's not that, it's just the fact that I can't even talk to her to fully explain. I just want at least a closed conversation. I am trying to be a better sister by making it right. Another commenter said, you are still making this about you. Why are you so selfish? There is no making this right. Leave her alone, because if you keep making this about you, your sister will never want to have any contact with you as long as she lives. Someone said, you're the a-hole. Sister shouldn't have to tell you don't sleep with my husband. That's a logical thing not to do. Yes, your marriage was falling, but now your relationship with her is over. The people blaming your sister, they like to cheat, as even though as the example if your carrot's not working, as it should still is your sand if someone comes and takes it, crash it, and to tell it after you asked to care for it, you still going to get angry, as you had faith on them to care for something instead of destroying it. On top of that, saying shed it and told met the boundaries. So it's cause you say the behavior of your brother-in-law towards you even though you didn't feel comfortable because you did not told him your boundaries. Or it's for a guy to molest this friend because she didn't say what boundaries she had. Yes, your sister should listen more to your concerns, but no, it's not her fault why everyone blames being drunk to cheat or do things they shouldn't. If you got drunk, that's your fault. Again, if a drunk person drives and ends someone, it's not their fault because they were drunk. I have two sisters. They and myself have our spouses, and never ever have either of us sleep with the other spouses. Final update. Wow, you guys are ruthless. I fully see that I was in the wrong, and my behavior is inexcusable. I do not deserve to have her as a sister, and I am literally a piece of crap. There's not a single insult you guys can give me that I haven't given myself. Surprisingly, my sister unblocked me, expressing her desire for closure and personal healing. It seems that she has reached a point where she needs to address the past in order to move forward, but she has made it clear that she doesn't wish to continue our relationship. We had an open and honest discussion about the pain and hurt that had accumulated over time. It was an emotional and challenging conversation, but one that allowed us to express our feelings and seek some form of closure. During our conversation, my sister made it clear that she has made the difficult decision to no longer have a relationship with me. She explained that she needs to focus on her own healing and well-being, and believes that maintaining a relationship with me would hinder that process. It was a heartbreaking realization for me to accept, but I understand and respect her choice. In our conversation, I took the opportunity to sincerely apologize for any pain I have caused her. I acknowledged my past mistakes and expressed deep regret for my actions. While I had hoped for a different outcome, I understand that my sister's healing journey is her own to navigate, and it may not involve me. Moving forward, I will continue to reflect on the lessons learned from this experience. I have come to understand the impact of my actions and the importance of personal growth and self-reflection. It is crucial for me to learn from this and strive to become a better person, even if it means accepting that my sister wants no further relationship with me. While it is painful to accept the loss of a close bond, I will honor my sister's wishes and give her the space she needs to heal and move forward. I will continue to work on myself, seeking personal growth and understanding, and ensuring that I do not repeat the mistakes of the past. This experience has taught me the importance of empathy, forgiveness, and respecting the boundaries of others. I am grateful for the opportunity to have had this conversation with my sister, as it has allowed me to gain a deeper understanding of the consequences of my actions and the importance of growth and healing in relationships. This will likely be my last update, as there's nothing more to say. I lost my sister and the respect of the people closest to me. But through all of that, she is the victim, not me. I deserve this. Top comment. Somebody said, "Aw, you long-suffering martyr, such a brave little hero, taking on the burden of fault, even though your sister did. Wait, what did she do? Oh, right, nothing wrong." Yeah, we see you. We're fully capable of seeing straight through your attempts to manipulate, just like your sister and everybody else in your life. Scratch that. Everybody else left in your life. May your sister go on to have an amazing life now that all the poison has been purged from it. She deserves all the best. Someone said, "I hope this is just a poorly made-up story. But if not, you are a disgusting human being and an even worse sister. Your selfish, despicable actions have destroyed your sister, and this is what you write. You are only saying what you think people want you to hear, but in actual fact, you are minimizing what you have done. You have learned absolutely nothing." A commenter said, "I honestly hope it's fake, because I never met someone this delusional and idiotic IRL. The things she's supposed to learn are literally things that would make you a decent human being, and that can be learned without sleeping with your sister's husband. Geez, she's trying to make it this cathartic experience when it's far from that. She lost her sister and respect from her family, and she's trying to make it seem like this was a self-reflecting journey for her. She really is a terrible person from the get-go, way before she pulled this stunt.